All right, we have about 2 more minutes and then we'll get started.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you all for joining us today. It is 9 a.m. and so we're going to go on ahead and get started with the presentation. Just a note before we begin, this presentation will be recorded to share out with all attendees once the presentation has concluded. Okay, Priscilla, take it away.
Greetings and good morning. Welcome everyone to the 2026-2027 catalog update presentation. I hope you had a wonderful week so far. We're going to have a fast-paced time together this morning. My name is Priscilla Martin and I serve as the Senior Manager of Curriculum Management here at Lone Star College. On behalf of our entire team, we're so glad you're joining us today and we're excited to share the catalog and curriculum updates with you. Before we get started, there's a little housekeeping. In order to conserve some bandwidth, your video has been turned off. You have also been muted for the presentation portion of our time. There will be multiple opportunities to ask questions throughout the presentation. You may use the Q&A panel to enter your questions at any time. At the points where we can stop to answer your questions, you can raise your hand and we will send a notification so you can unmute yourself. Additionally, we have planned for time to answer questions at the end of the presentation. You can access, as I shared, the Q&A panel right there at the bottom right side of your Zoom window, and the raise hand button can be found in the React panel at the bottom center of your Zoom window. So as I shared just a moment ago, I am Priscilla Martin, Senior Manager of Curriculum Management. It is my pleasure to introduce you to a few members of the Curriculum Management Department. Our department consists of interconnected operational areas that work together as one. Developmental education provides coordination of policies and practices designed to satisfy TSI requirements. Our executive director, Amy Ramirez, supports that effort and coordinates the work with everyone across the institution. Jennifer Maps is our department coordinator, and she helps to keep us all on track. I'd also like to introduce our senior business analyst, Anna Woolley. She helps to keep Kowali running smoothly as the program administrator. You can also see on the chart that the LSC Core QEP is also part of our department. Director Renee Arnold and Coordinator 3 Raquel Arsenault have helped to guide the QEP process over the last 5 years. My area, curriculum management, supports all curriculum work in credit and continuing education. I proudly co-lead this area with Anthea Diaz. She has an incredible working knowledge of workforce programs and continuing education curriculum and has helped lead curricular changes in those areas. She also helps to coordinate inventory updates with internal and external partners. I have a wonderful team of coordinator threes who help support all stages of the curriculum. My team includes Natasha Smith, Elizabeth Escalante, and our newest coordinator, Erica Burrows. Each of the coordinators I work with bring a wealth of knowledge with close to 30 years of combined experience here at Lone Star College. Now, I want to pass the mic over to Anthea so she can introduce her team.
Thank you, Priscilla. Hello, everyone. As Priscilla shared, my name is Anthea Diaz, and I am Curriculum Manager in Curriculum Management. I have an amazing team of Coordinator Threes, which includes Susie Engler, Jocelyn Moreno Fugon, Amanda Tanguma, and Debbie Elmore. My team also brings many years of experience from within LSC and from ISDs in our service areas. Our combined team helps to guide curriculum-related projects and curriculum change through the necessary approval processes. These amazing coordinators work closely with the faculty curriculum teams. The end product of most of our work is the next catalog. Our curriculum coordinators are experts in Lone Star College and Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board curriculum requirements, as well as the internal LSC curriculum management systems. Together, they have and will continue to help develop and shepherd over 2,000 proposals per curriculum agenda cycle. Anytime you have any questions about LSC catalog or the curriculum, please feel free to reach out to anyone listed here. The reason we are here is to help. Our department email, curricdev@lonestar.edu, is listed at the bottom of the slide and will also be on the materials we provide in our follow-up email. All right, back to you, Priscilla.
Thank you, Anthea. Here is our agenda for today. As you can see, we have a lot of ground to cover, so I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Susie to share some framework on the curriculum management process. Susie?
Thanks, Priscilla, and good morning, everyone. Before diving into some of the major points in the presentation, let's first explore the curriculum approval process and how a proposal evolves from an idea to implementation. This process aligns with one of our department's key objectives, ensuring the integrity of courses and programs offered at Lone Star College. We're often asked the questions, what exactly do you do? And are you the ones creating the programs? The answers are a lot and no. Our faculty serve as the subject matter experts in curriculum development. The curriculum revision process is ongoing as faculty continuously analyze discipline trends, research, and pedagogical advancements. Also, they collaborate with industry advisory committees to develop recommendations for new programs or modifications to existing ones. Our role is to support and collaborate with over 90 faculty curriculum teams, helping them assess existing curricula and evaluate how proposed changes may impact student preparedness, whether for transfer opportunities or for success in their chosen careers. Curriculum management is responsible for ensuring compliance with the Higher Education Coordinating Board, SACS COC, and LSC guidelines and requirements. Our team reviews proposals for accuracy and ensures they meet all necessary criteria before they're entered into QALY, which is our curriculum management tool. Now, on the screen, you'll see an overview of the steps that a proposal may go through in the curriculum approval process. Each proposal is carefully vetted, reviewed, and approved by multiple individuals across the campuses to maintain academic integrity and alignment with institutional standards. Now, a key point to keep in mind. Once a proposal is submitted in QALY, the approval process takes time. It takes 4 to 6 weeks for the internal curriculum approval process to be completed. It takes at least 6 weeks for any necessary external approvals from the coordinating board and SACS COC if required, and After approvals, we move forward with implementation. Jocelyn, would you like to share the implementation process with everyone?
Here, Susie. Once a proposal receives full approval, the final step is implementation. Notifications are sent to all departments listed on the screen to ensure they are aware of the changes and can take the necessary actions. The goal is to maintain transparency and keep everyone informed throughout the process. All faculty and staff at LSC have access to track the proposal's progress and quality, ensuring visibility at every stage of the approval process. Now that we know how proposals move through the approval processes, I'd like to share a brief overview of the topics we'll cover today. In the catalog update summary and quality demo, we'll walk through some of the key updates to programs and courses in the upcoming catalog. This year, major themes include program revisions, prerequisite changes, ACGM and WECM updates, adjustments to course sequencing within programs, and 2 new fields of study. We'll briefly share the core curriculum hold for this year. We'll cover policies and procedures related to the catalog. Lastly, we'll explore the new online catalog, highlighting useful navigation features before it goes live on April 1. Let's get started. Debbie, take it away.
Thank you, Jocelyn. We have compiled a helpful resource for you called the Catalog Update Summary. This document provides a quick reference for programs that were updated for this catalog and will help guide you to programs with curriculum changes for the upcoming academic year. There were many workforce and academic transfer programs modified this year. This PDF will help you identify the changes we are currently aware of and have planned for implementation in the 2026-2027 catalog. There will be a few more changes that are not captured in this summary. Any updates made after the catalog goes live on April 1st will be shared in the addendum within the online catalog. While we are not going to go through every change during the presentation, we will use a few examples to help you understand how to use the Catalog Update Summary document and how to navigate QUALY for additional details that may be important to your role. Metaphorically speaking, we are handing you a few tools while also showing you how to use them. However, if you have questions about a specific program, please put that in the Q&A and we can look at those after we get through the general presentation. While Elizabeth navigates to the Catalog Update Summary, please keep in mind that the document will be attached as a resource at the end of this presentation and will also be included as an attachment in our follow-up email to all attendees. On the second page of the document begins the table of contents. You'll see that the programs are sorted alphabetically within their area of study, also known as AOS. The first thing you might notice is the yellow highlighting. Programs with yellow highlighting are still going through the approval process, but are expected to be finished before the start of the fall semester. Once fully approved, these updates will appear in the 2026-2027 catalog. Also, at the end of the table of contents on the 5th page, you'll see additional topics like course requisites and policy updates. We'll go over those in a few minutes. Let's look closer at some of the information provided for those programs. In the table of contents, within the Health Services AOS, we will click on the Polysomnography Technology program and check out what's new within this program. Each program provided will list the awards in its awards stack and a summary of the major changes implemented. If there are no changes in the award, it will be noted as such. As you can see on the screen, the Polysomnography Technology program has 1 award. Also listed with each program are links to find more details. The catalog link will take you to the current online catalog, where you can view the program or award as it appears now. It currently reflects the 2025-2026 catalog. And starting April 1st, this same link will take you to the updated 2026-2027 version. There is also a QUALY link to the proposal, which will take you to our curriculum management tool, QUALY. the application we use for the curriculum process described earlier. Now let's view the markup of the changes to the polysomnography technology program in Quali. Natasha, would you like to walk us through the changes in Quali?
Of course. Thank you so much, Debbie. Before we navigate the proposal, I would like to share a quick tip with everyone. Whenever you click on a proposal link, you may be asked to log into Koali before you can access the curriculum proposal. If that ends up happening, all you have to do is use the same login credentials you use when logging into the LSC network. Use your full LSC email and your usual Lone Star password. So this particular proposal has already been completed and moved through the approval process and is set to be implemented for fall 2026. To review the proposal page that shows the requested changes and workflow information, you will need to click View Original Proposal on the right-hand side. Then, in the Phase 2 External Approvals Proposal, click on the Phase 1 link proposal to access the original proposal that includes the internal approvals and mark changes. Once the proposal is open, in the Workflow Status field, you can view workflow information, such as approval steps, participants, and any comments provided. Just below the Workflow Status field, the Changes area highlights any fields in the proposal form that differ from the prior version of the program's details. If you're interested to know the what and why for the proposal summary field will provide an explanation. The changes for this program include admission policy changes, course resequencing in the curriculum plan, adding and removing courses, and reducing the number of semesters it takes to complete the program. As you scroll through the proposal, Koali will flag all updates in different colors depending on the field type, so that spotting changes is quick and easy. To view changes in full context, we have included links to the Koali proposals in the catalog update summary. Let's jump down to the admissions policy so we can see the marked changes in action. One of the admission policy changes that would be important to notate with your students is the criminal background check requirement information has changed. The original requirement is shown in blue, and the change can be seen in yellow. We actually have a number of programs that added or removed criminal background checks this cycle, so please be sure to look for that information when advising your students. This proposal also shows that there were changes in the curriculum. If we go down to the curriculum plan, you will see that items being removed are crossed out in red and items being added appear in green. So you might be asking yourself, what happens when the changes finish going through Koali? Once the proposed changes have gone through the workflow, have been fully approved and implemented, that content feeds into the LSC catalog and Programs of Study website for your viewing. Please be curious. We encourage you to look in Koali at any time to review courses, programs, and other curriculum information. Everyone has view access to all information in Koali at every stage of the process, so you can freely explore without affecting anything. Other areas to explore include the items in the left menu area. Please let us know if you need any help learning how to use Koali to find out what you need to know. This has been a rather quick tutorial on Koali, but have no fear. We have created job aids for you and stored them in our CM Training Resources Library. You can get there by selecting the help icon at the top right of your Koali screen. It will redirect you to our CM Training Resources Library, where you can find PDFs and videos to help you get around in Koali. A link is also provided on the first page of the Catalog Update Summary PDF. I think now is a good time to take a pause for 2 to 3 minutes to see if anyone has any questions about the Catalog Update Summary document or viewing information in Koali. Please raise your hand to be unmuted if you have any questions, or you can add it in the Q&A. Do we have any questions, Erica?
Yes, Natasha. Our first question is, what is the link to Koali if we want to look at proposals?
There are different ways to access Koali actually. From the catalog update summary, you can follow any of the proposal links that will actually take you to Koali. Another way is going to lonestar.koali.co. Erica, can you please drop that link in the chat for us? I recommend bookmarking this link in your browser for future reference. Are there any more questions, Erica?
I don't see any more. So that's it for now. Let's move on. Susie?
All right, thank you.
Great, thank you, Erica. Okay, we're going to move on to our next topic. And just as a reminder, if you have any additional questions, please add them to the Q&A so we can help answer them at the end of the presentation. Now, let's go back to the slides to see the field of study, FOS, updates. A field of study is a set of lower division courses identified by the state of Texas that are guaranteed to transfer and apply to a bachelor's degree program. As you can see, we have 8 fields of study. The starred programs are currently in workflow or pending a decision. We anticipate more than your future. If you'd like more information about the fields of study, please visit the THECB Texas Direct website linked at the bottom of the slide, or you can visit our YouTube page to watch our Field of Study 101 presentation. We're also looking at an opportunity to offer a Field of Study 101 session at the upcoming Student Success Conference at the end of May. So stay tuned for more information on that. Erica, can you please drop the THECB Texas Direct link and the Field of Study 101 presentation link in the chat?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Next, I'll share the new programs and course changes. We have 5 new programs. All of the programs will be available starting in fall 2026, except for the Electro-Neurodiagnostic Technology, AAS, which will launch in spring 2027 at Kingwood. Another notable mention here is the Massage Therapy Program. This program was a credit program, and it's transitioning to a CE program starting in fall 2026. Now, let's look at the program policy updates. Admissions policy updates related to background checks were made to the education field of study, health information technology AAS, instrumentation technology AAS, magnetic resonance imaging ATC, process technology AAS, and the professional pilot. All 4 bachelor's programs have been hard at work improving their programs as well. Note that each program updated their admissions requirements, focusing in on the GPA requirements for their transfer courses. We had quite a few programs update their curriculum, either by adding or removing courses, by reorganizing the courses already in the program, or by making changes to requisites. We also completed an ACGM WECM review to ensure that our course inventory matches the state requirements. As of today, there are changes to over 230 courses for the next catalog. The slide shows programs that have courses with requisite changes. Now, while there are a variety of changes made to courses, such as titles, descriptions, contact hours, and SLOs, we thought you might be most interested in the changes that may impact a student's eligibility to take a course. So we've compiled a list of the courses with changes to course requisites. The catalog updates summary document provides the Koali link to see the changes to requisites that have been processed so far in this cycle. Now we're going to look at the course requisite changes for ACNT 2380. And you'll be able to see where the prerequisite for this course has been updated for fall 2026. Now, with these type of updates, we suggest that you take time to review the prerequisite and co-requisite changes to help inform conversations with your students. Please feel free to use Quali to help you see more details about what has changed and the goals for the changes. Let's take a pause for 2 or 3 minutes to see if anyone has any questions about changes to the field of study, programs, or any course requisites. Please, if you'd raise your hand to be unmuted if you have a question, or you can add it in the Q&A. Erica, do we have any questions about the topics presented so far?
Yes, thank you, Susie. We do have a few questions, and our first one is, are the fields of study shown the only ones offered by LSC?
Great question. At this time, there are 8 fields of study offered by Lone Star College, and they are business administration, criminal justice, education, political science, psychology, and sociology. 2 are pending approval, that is communication and kinesiology.
Thank you, Susie. We do have a member of the audience who is asking about CE because you mentioned massage therapy transitioning to CE. They want to know if the CE content is included in this catalog.
Thanks. No, not at this time. We don't have any CE content in this catalog, but we do have plans to share the updated CE information in the near future. So keep an eye out for that.
Awesome. Thank you. Let's see. We do have another question. How might changes to course requisites impact student eligibility?
Thanks. For advising purposes, it's helpful to inform students when requisites for a course have been updated. This ensures they complete the necessary prerequisites before enrolling in a particular course.
Great. Thank you, Susie. We do have a couple of more questions. How many courses have prereq changes?
I believe, I want to say we've got close to 200, but I want to double check that number and make sure we give you all the accurate answer. So we'll double check that and get back to you guys with that answer.
Thank you. There is another question, but it looks like Miss Amy may be already typing the answer. The question is, when are the new FOS expected to be FA eligible? But I do see that Amy is typing, so hopefully the audience is able to see that Q&A. Miss Priscilla, do I have time for another question, or do you want us
Yeah,
to
we can
move
take
on?
another one.
Awesome. Will all of the new requisites be accurate and up to date in the online catalog?
That is the expectation, yes.
Okay, thank you. For time's sake, let's go on ahead and move on. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to add them in the Q&A so that we can help answer them at the end of the presentation. We're going to go on ahead and pass it on to Jocelyn for the next set of slides. Jocelyn?
Thank you, Susie and Erica. Next, we'll move into a brief discussion on core curriculum updates. This year, no new courses were added to LSC's list of course options. THECB initiated a statewide review of the core curriculum, and in response, the VPI Council voted to place a temporary hold on adding new courses until the state's findings are released. Once those updates are available, the Core Curriculum Review Committee will reconvene to review the changes and determine next steps. Now, I'd like to walk everyone through how to navigate to the Core Curriculum page in the new catalog and highlight some exciting updates we've made. To access the Core Curriculum page, start on the catalog home page. Click Programs, select General Academic Transfer, and then choose Core Curriculum. The required credit hours for each component area 10 through 90 remain unchanged for students to be considered core complete. When assisting students with schedule planning, please be sure to explain the potential risk of exceeding credit hours. Maintain transparency and support transferability. Because students may select from multiple options within component area 90, it is possible for them to exceed the recommended credit hours. Students should be made aware of any potential transfer consequences as they make course selections with their advisors. This can be a bit tricky with LSE science courses and programs that include a PhED course. Component Area 30 requires 6 credit hours to be considered complete. At LSE, most science courses include a lab, so students often earn 8 credit hours, 6 applied to Component Area 30 and 2 applied to the Component Area 90. When a PhD course is also included, students may accumulate a total of 3 credit hours in the Component Area 90. In this case, the student would only need 3 additional credit hours to complete the 90 requirement. While we're here, we'll also like to share a new feature we've added to the catalog for core courses. Elizabeth, can you take us to the courses, please? We added a new core category search feature. By using this filter, you can quickly navigate directly to courses that align with a specific core component area. You can also click on any of the core rubrics to view the core designation directly within the rubric list. All right, let's pause for another 2 to 3 minutes to see if there are any questions about the core curriculum. Please raise your hand to be unmuted or submit your question in the Q&A. Erica, do we have any questions regarding the core?
Thank you, Jocelyn. We do have a question, or rather a two-parter. How do we access the core curriculum revision website, and how do courses get added to the core?
Great question. Elizabeth, could you please navigate to the core curriculum website at lonestar.edu/core curriculum. On the right-hand side, under related links, select core curriculum revision and scroll down to the core curriculum revision flowchart. As you can see, there are several steps in the process. It begins with teams discussing and preparing core curriculum revision proposals. Once submitted, these proposals are posted on the LSE website for public comment period. During this time, LSE stakeholders and members of the public have an opportunity to provide feedback on the proposed changes. The core review committee then reviews both the proposals and the submitted comments to determine how to proceed. After reaching a decision, the committee shares its recommendations with various institutional committees. The proposals are ultimately submitted to THCB for consideration. As mentioned earlier, LSE paused the core review process this year pending the outcomes of THCB statewide core curriculum review. Once these findings are released, the core curriculum committee will reconvene and determine the next steps. Okay, we're going to move on to our next topic. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to add them to the Q&A, and we'll address them at the end of the presentation. Next, we will share updates related to the catalog policy and procedure content in the catalog.
Our catalog policies and procedures section has some changes this year. The changes requested are compiled and sent to the Office of General Counsel, also known as OGC, for review. OGC's reviews ensures there is no conflict between the catalog information and board policy. Sometimes there are changes being negotiated through the board policy update process that we are unaware of. This review gives them an opportunity to keep the catalog in sync with board policy. While some changes are minor maintenance, there are also policy updates and additions I want to make sure you're aware of. In the Academic Policies, Procedures, and Services area, a number of sections are being updated. These are mostly minor changes and with little to no impact to students. For the domestic admission and international admission sections, we added information for F1 students and made some updates to the processes and documentation requirements. For financial information and assistance, we updated links and made minor changes to language for clarity. The general information section received minor updates for LSC at a glance, the mission and vision page, and each of the campus information pages. Graduation requirements for all awards were updated to remove language related to transfer GPAs, and the Programs of Study page added an F1 statement. The Records, Registration, and Student Development Programs and Services sections were updated to add information related to F1 students. These are the updates I wanted to bring to your attention. The summary document has this information and links to the proposals and quality, so you can see more of the details and track progress through the approval process. I will now pass it back to Natasha to share more information about the catalog. Natasha?
Thanks, Debbie. As we wrap up the catalog updates to move on to the catalog tour, remember that the catalog is the most up-to-date and authoritative source for curriculum policies and more. It also serves as the official reference for accrediting agencies such as SAC-COC, the Department of Education, and the Veterans Administration. Additionally, we want to remind you that the Lone Star College catalog is available exclusively online, and we do not offer printed catalog books. During our catalog tour portion of the presentation, we will demonstrate how to navigate the catalog and access essential resources for faculty, students, and the community. One of the easiest ways to access the catalog is by bookmarking lonestar.edu/catalog, which will always take you to the most recently published catalog webpage. This is our awesome new cover page. You'll notice that the chapter links on the left-hand navigation menu are the same as last year's catalogs. So if you're already familiar with them, nothing has changed. At the top of the left-hand navigation menu, you'll also find a link to the addenda for the 2026-2027 catalog. At this time, you'll see that the addenda page is blank. Once the new academic year begins, it will automatically update if there are any additional changes made to the catalog. Quick side note, curriculum management has items currently moving through the review and approval process. With that in mind, the catalog will continue to be updated over the next few weeks as those proposals are finalized and changes are implemented. However, any changes made after April 1st will appear in the catalog addenda. Now, let's navigate back to the left-hand menu and check out the link to Crosswalk of Course Changes. Here you'll find a table summarizing revisions to courses, including updates to prefixes, numbers, or titles since last year's catalog. As you can see, the list is a bit long this year. The curriculum management team conducted an ACGM and WECM review for our inventoried courses to ensure that we were meeting the state's requirements. Most of the updates you see here are related to changes in long course titles. Now let's return to the left-hand navigation menu and select Programs. On this page, you will see a list of all areas of study. Within each area, you can expand the category to see all the programs offered within that field. Let's select the Health Sciences area of study to view the list of programs. Then we'll open the Medical Radiologic Technology program. Under this program's description, you'll notice the message pending approval. This means a curriculum update has been submitted for external approval, and we're currently awaiting decisions. Once approval is received and implementation in iStar is completed, the message will be removed. When reviewing a program, you can click See More. That's located just below the description to expand and view the full text. This section includes the program description, program highlights, credentials and careers, and information on transferability. It's a great resource to help the student learn more about the program. Another way to search for programs within the LSE catalog is by using the filter tool. We'll return to the program link on the left to reset our view. Then we'll use the filter tool on the top right to explore different types of program categories that include academic transfer requirements, general education requirements for workforce programs, academic transfer, bachelor degrees, and workforce. Let's apply the workforce programs filter to see how it functions. As you can see, the workforce programs are organized within their respective area of study. Now let's try searching for courses. Click on the courses link to display the full list of active courses in our inventory. You will find that the courses are sorted in alphabetic order by rubric. In this demonstration, we'll select AIRP rubric to show how clicking on a rubric from the list will display the full list of active courses. Alternatively, we can use the Search Catalog tool in the upper right-hand corner of the page. Not only can this search method be used to locate courses, but it can also be used to locate programs or policies as well. We're going to enter AIRP 1255 to view the course details. Now that we know how to search, excuse me, we'll see what we can find on the course screen. Scrolling to the bottom of the course page, you'll find student learning outcomes along with other relevant information. Another key resource you'll want to access quickly is the LSC Core. Using the Search Catalog tool, type LSC Core and hit Enter. With this feature, you can quickly locate all instances of the word core within the catalog's programs, courses, and policies. You can then narrow the results by using the filter located in the left-hand menu. In this demonstration, we'll filter by programs. The core curriculum link is now at the top of the search results, giving you quick access to core courses, requirements, and other essential information. This was a brief overview of some key catalog changes. We hope that this tour helps you navigate the catalog efficiently to support your work for the students and the community. If you have any questions, please enter them in the Q&A section and we'll address them shortly. Priscilla, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Natasha. That was a lot of really great information, and it's always exciting to see the new catalog coming together. So before we move on to our next topic, I'd like to remind everyone that the catalogs from previous years can also be found on the LSC website. Elizabeth, can you transition back to the catalog, and on the left-hand side, towards the bottom of the list, there's a link for the catalog archive. If you click here, it'll take you to the page with many of the past catalogs. All right, let's keep going. We've shared about the catalog. Now let's transition to the Programs of Study website. Many of you are familiar with the Programs of Study website, and from time to time you have noted that there's some content that did not align exactly with the catalog. We really appreciate your feedback when discrepancies arise. While we strive to ensure the accuracy of our content, we are continuously working to make sure that Kowali and the Programs of Study website match. One of the more recent updates to this page is that you can find the programs listed under a tile for their respective areas of study. If you aren't exactly sure which area of study a program belongs to, you can still search for the program at the top using the search bar. We have so many talented people here at LSC. Our partners in web services have been making great progress to help us keep these pages current. I want to give a big shout out to Kwan Pham, Adu Balingasa, and John King for their work in helping us with the alignment of this information. So earlier we shared that we would give you all access to the catalog update summary at the end of the presentation. It is now that time. Erica, can you please drop the link into the Q&A or the chat panel there so everyone can access the document? The catalog summary update is saved in our SharePoint folder, and the final recording of this presentation and the FAQ document will also be saved in this folder, so save this link. So we're going to go ahead and move into our Q&A time. And if we don't have time to answer all the questions in the Q&A live during the presentation, we will answer them in the FAQ document. Our presentations will wrap up on Monday, March 30th. And once we have all the questions answered and the recording ready to publish, we'll send out a follow-up email with that and include the link for the recording of the presentation, the catalog update summary, and the FAQ. So you'll have all of that together in an email as well. We'll also be including a short survey and would love to hear your feedback to help us make this more useful and relevant for you. Survey participants will be entered to win a random drawing, entered into a random drawing, excuse me, to win a prize. So be sure to complete the survey. Erica, do we have any more questions at this time?
Yes, thank you, Priscilla. We have a very important question. If we see something in the catalog that does not look right or may need to be corrected, who should we contact?
That's a great question. As I shared, we always want that information to be accurate. So if you find something out of place or incorrect on the Programs of Study site, please send us an email to curricdev@lonestar.edu. You'll notice that that email is also at the bottom of this Q&A page. In your email, please include screenshots of the information that you believe is incorrect and any links to the specific pages where you found that information. The more you can provide to us, the faster we can work to research your findings and adjust if needed. Do we have any other questions in the chat, or we're kind of at a point where you guys can raise your hand and ask some questions if you'd like to be unmuted.
Yes, we do have a few questions. The first one is asking if we could share the link to any courses with requisite changes.
Yeah, that information will be provided in the catalog update summary. So at the very end where the requisite updates are provided, the links are also provided for each of those courses. So you can access Kuali using that link to then be able to go in and look specifically at the courses that were changed.
Awesome, thank you. Another question, is the location filter updated on the Programs of Study website?
That is a good question. I'll have to check into that for you.
Okay, thank you. Another question. Does the Associates of Applied Science and Education program begin in the fall 2026?
Yes, that is when it is scheduled to start along with the education, the bachelor's program.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That is it for now.
All right. Well, we are at the end of the presentation. Does anyone else have any questions? Anyone want to be brave and raise a hand, ask the question?
Let me see. I see a hand raised. Let me see if I
Okay.
can locate the hand raiser. All right. So many people. Okay. And let's see, Lillian Peters, do you just want to unmute yourself so that you can ask your question?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
You all were mentioning about the AAS education program beginning in the fall, and someone had asked earlier about, is it going to be financial aid eligible? And y'all said likely not for another year. So is that something to consider with students that want to start that program in the fall? Is it going to be financial aid eligible or not?
That's a good question. Amy, I think you answered that question. Do you want to share more on that?
Yeah, so questions about the program eligibility, and if I understand you right, it's should we offer it if it's not financial aid eligible? Is that what you're asking?
Well, I'm asking for a student to pick it, but they also want to use financial aid. They have to consider that.
Mhm.
So should they just stay in Associates of Arts or do AAT instead of going to the new program that may not be financial aid eligible?
The AAS and early childhood education.
Yes.
I would recommend that the student pursue the coursework that is there are some courses that are in the AAS, early childhood education, that are equivalent to some of the, what's the rubric? They're considered equivalent courses. So it's the CDEC is in the AAS, and it's, I'm sorry, I'm gonna look it up real quick.
TECA, TECA?
Yeah, TECA. Thank you. Gosh, TECA. So if you take the TECA version, it will apply to the AAS. The thing that I personally would caution about is students who are unsure whether they want to do the AAT and transfer somewhere else, or if they're going to stay with the ECE and the Associate Applied Science and perhaps pursue the bachelor degree at Lone Star College. The AAT will also count towards the as a qualifying degree for students to be able to do our bachelor in education, early childhood education and teaching. So I recommend that option because it provides the maximum transferability for the student should they be undecided. It is more difficult for the student if they start with the early childhood education associate degree and then say, oh, actually, I want to go somewhere else. And because the coursework that's in the early childhood education is not the field of study. So the AAT can apply towards the bachelor degree, but the ECE, early childhood education associate, doesn't apply towards the field of study and transfer elsewhere. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so I recommend the AAT.
Amy?
Yes.
Yes, hi. Regarding the question, what is the process of addressing the degrees offered at a particular location if that location isn't offering that like those classes, for example, engineering, right? Tomball doesn't offer engineering classes. So is there a particular process to address the location that these degrees are being offered?
Yeah, so we do audits for behavior, like what are you actually scheduling? And is that helping the student with completion if they want to pursue, if the particular program is supposed to be at that location, but the classes aren't actually being scheduled, what harm is that doing to students? Are they having to go elsewhere? That type of thing. So we provide that type of audit and information that we share to administration. But as far as removing a program that is not actually actively being offered at the campus, that remains the decision of the VPI of the campus. So the information needs to go up from. I would recommend it go from the local level to the dean that oversees that discipline, and then they will be able to share that and discuss it with the VPI there.
Thank you.
Christine Montag, you have your hand up?
I do. I did not even think about asking this earlier, but when someone brought up the AAS, that Lillian brought up the AAS ECET, whether
Yeah.
it was financial aid eligible. So does that mean the Bachelor's of Applied Science in ECET may not be financial aid eligible for a hot minute?
Oh, Christine, let me check the list that with Janice Garza, the list that they submitted, because this was in the works when they were forming the list that they did submit earlier this year. So I want to see if that program made the list. Some of the criteria to make the list is some of the approval information that we have to have from the state and other areas in order to be able to submit for federal financial aid. And I'll let you know if that one made the list.
Copy that, because I don't know. I just thought financial aid was just like magic. It just happened.
But
it doesn't.
It is voodoo magic, and it's painful, and I feel for people who are working in that all day long. It's
okay. Well, thank you.
work.
And I concur with your recommendation for students that are interested in the BAS ECET to pursue an AAT. The transferability option is there for them. And there's some workforce classes that are in the AAS that would not transfer. So anyway, that's my plug for the bachelor's program, guys. Shameless, my
Thank you.
shameless plug.
Not at all, because Christine Montag is your contact for all things. How do I get my student from my program into the Lone Star College Bachelor program, whatever that might be? She can give you great guidance on that.
I'm here for you guys.
Talk about magic. She's got things in her back pocket. Hey, how about this?
Awesome. Thank you, Christine. We are gonna go to a question in the Q&A, and then I see your hand up, Leah. Just give us 2 seconds. So the question from the panel, are there any updates regarding DevEd prerequisites and TSI placements?
There is no change to TSI placement as far as that placement chart is concerned.
Okay.
What we have been working on and asking the team about is, so should a student place into like the CE DevEd for reading and writing or for math, do they need to retest to keep moving on, or is there a pathway that can be defined where it doesn't necessarily require retesting? So we are working with the teams to define that and update that in the course requisites, so that you don't necessarily have to retest, but retesting allows you to jump if you can.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna unmute Miss Leah, and then Donna, you're gonna be next. Okay. So Leah.
Hi, so I just had a question. I'm looking at the crosswalk of course changes, and I noticed some name changes that so we have Bio 2401 used to be Human Anatomy and Physiology 1, it's now AMP 1. Bio 2402 was Human Anatomy Physiology 1, 2, now it's AMP 2. And Bio 2404 Intro to Anatomy and Physiology is now just Anatomy and Physiology. There's no intro or anything like that. So that might lead to some confusion with our students. Do we know how those name changes came to be?
Yeah, those name changes are based on what ACGM requires at the state level. So we did an ACGM WECM review for all of the courses and inventory to ensure that the title and along with other information for the description, the course description, things like that, were accurate and true to what is at the state level in ACGM. So if we need to, we can add to the title, but we can't take away from the title. So at a minimum, we have to include what the ACGM standard is. So we'd be happy to receive your feedback on that if we can help make that more clear. But we did make the updates based on what is provided at the state level.
Okay, cool. Because I just can see students taking Bio 2404 and thinking that they're getting credit for 2401 because it says AMP period. So that just could cause some confusion for our students.
Yeah, if you'd like to send us an email with any suggestions, we can route that through to the curriculum team and work with them to make updates to that information.
Awesome. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Donna has a question in the Q&A chat. I'm not sure if it's so much a question. Maybe I'll just read it. I just checked one of the links. We don't have time as advisors to go in and check every one of our programs of study. As a former academic advisor myself, I know that time can be a bit of a crunch. I'm not your supervisor, Miss Donna, and I'll give Amy and or Priscilla time to answer this if needed. But I know that this is something you might want to check with your supervisor on if time is a bit of a constraint, but whenever I would meet with my students and it was a program that maybe a brand new program that I was unfamiliar with, just have that conversation with the student in real time. But go on ahead and take it away, Amy and or Priscilla, if you want to answer this.
I think that that's a great recommendation. Yeah, to just if you are having that conversation real time to take a look at the programs of study. As we shared, there are some changes that are still happening. The catalog does go live on April 1st, and it's possible that there are some changes still traveling through the workflow process. So it's always a good idea to go check the catalog live in that moment for the most up-to-date information. Sometimes if you print something out and have a copy on your desk for a few months or a year, information changes in the catalog and what you have printed at your desk might not match what's in the catalog anymore. So we do recommend always going to the catalog for the most current information online.
Hey, Donna.
Go ahead.
Donna,
Yes.
what would be helpful to you? What could we do differently to help you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I was referring, I didn't respond to my post earlier. I was referring to when you go to use the programs of study versus the catalog, there are links that link to a program plan page that are from 2016. So it's the flyers that we had back in the day.
The program slicks.
Yes, it's a PDF of the
okay.
program slicks. Those are so out of date, and I have students come in all the time with them in their hands because they've gone to the programs of study and they've clicked on that and they think that it is accurate, and it is not. Now, I noticed as I was checking along here while we were going, some of the programs have the new degree plan sheet, but not all of them. And I was just saying that as an advisor, I don't have time to go through and check every single program of study to see if there's a mistake, if it's, if the outdated one is linked. Not that I wouldn't want to, it's just I don't have time to do that.
Okay.
Because the reference was, oh, that's a great thing for you to send us in an email if we find something incorrect like that. I just don't have time. I don't have time to do that.
Oh, the response was if you happen across it, I didn't mean for you to check every single one, but if you find it in real time and you're like, oh, that looks out of place, you can send us an email. Yes, ma'am. No, the intention wasn't to ask for you to do that for every single one. No.
Yeah.
Just if you happen to find a
with
discrepancy.
texting. We don't get the
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No problem.
While I'm on here, I have one more question. And I will preface this for any of you that have been here, any of you guys who have been here for a long time. This is the last year I'll ask this question because I'm retiring in December. So do we plan to have a printer-friendly version of the degree plans from the catalog?
We will not be printing, and you're just asking for an electronic PDF.
Yeah, like so when you go to any website to look for a recipe, right? Mm-hmm. They always have a button there that says printer friendly, because when we print from the catalog, it's a hot mess.
I agree.
If you just go straight to print the degree plan, it does not print well at all.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And Don, I feel like every year you ask and I say, it's coming. And,
well, this is it. I won't be asking you anymore.
Well, happy for you. Sad about that. So what we have in the works is moving to another code platform. More information than you want to know, but moving to a different platform for what creates our catalog in Koali, and that's
Yeah.
supposed to provide the functionality that we've been asking for this, that is a printer-friendly
Yeah.
version of a page by page.
Yeah. That would be perfect. And of course, it probably won't be in place before I leave, but I'm happy for everybody else.
Well, then maybe we can print out a page and mail it to you, and as proof of we delivered for you, Donna.
That's okay. No, I'm retiring and that's it.
Oh.
Well, I appreciate you entertaining my question after all these many years.
I have not forgotten about it, but we did deliver on it wasn't yours, but it was somebody else's on being able to filter on core codes.
Yes.
So we had some small win in that, but we do keep working towards it.
Well, and I appreciate all of your hard work because that is an incredible amount of information to have to put into, a website. That catalog is so much information. I don't know how y'all do it, honestly.
It's a labor of love because we love supporting y'all. To be
Well,
honest.
That's what we all say about, our jobs. And that's what's so incredible about working for Lone Star. It is a labor of love.
Agreed. Yeah.
Thank
Donna, I hope
you.
you enjoy your retirement. We miss you
I
already.
will.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Donna. And
Sure.
thank you, Amy and Priscilla, for answering that. So we do have another question from the chat. Will the APT reflect the catalog changes and updates?
The APT, so that's iStar, right?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can you guys hear me? Good morning. This is Richard Lewis. I'm an advisor in Tombow. So I use the catalog, when I have my sessions, but, as far as, it's recommended that they utilize the APT, in choosing classes. No, the APT doesn't give any descriptions, but that's another story. I like the catalog, but the point is, the course selections per program plan with any changes in the catalog, is that automatic, for the APT? Because when you run the APT, it'll say, for instance, component area, and it lists all those component area options. Well, if a component area option changes in the catalog, does it automatically change in the APT?
So automatically no, automagically yes through student records.
Right.
Yeah, so they are part of the implementation process, and so they'd get all of the changes that flow through courses, programs, policies, all of it, and then they make the change or update within iStar. So you will see it, and so then it will reflect for that particular effective date. So most of these will be effective date of fall 2026. So if a student's on a prior year plan, of course they won't see it, but if they are on the fall 2026 plan, then they will. Yeah, so it will. It all gets updated. And we have a smallish team, but man, Connie's team is even smaller, and they are so mighty and have managed to, for the most part, keep up with as we're sending the final approved changes after they come back from the state. Then they're able to implement those changes in iStar.
Well, I wanted to personally, send a shout out to all of you guys on the hard work that you do with this, because the catalog is a reason for the meeting today. I want to tell you that during my sessions, being able to open that catalog and look at prereqs and explain this stuff to them is invaluable. And I do go the extra mile because I'm not just going to hand them a bunch of classes here. This is what you got to do. I mean, let's review and see how you feel about taking this class when What is the content? And the biggest challenge is always the electives, right? In the associative arts, when you talk about financial aid, in the associative arts, electives can be anything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
occasionally there's an issue with it getting paid for, right? But so then we go to the course page. I go to the course page and control F, and we'll look at different courses. So again, wonderful tool. Appreciate it. It's helped me and so many other students that I work with. And thank you.
Oh, Richard, thank you so much for that. You know, the work is how we try to make improvements is to support y'all's work, the work of the advisors, so that it is a useful tool for you. You know, underneath it is a compliance document, and this is also what we have to submit to Department of Veteran Services, so that our veteran students can get certified for their benefits. And it's also provided to the Department of Education for federal financial aid. It's required for our accreditation, or so all the reasons why we have to have the document. But the way that it is presented, we try to make it friendly for advisors and students. So if you do have feedback on that, like Donna has consistently for 4 years been saying, you know, if you could just do this one thing, and you know, it seems so simple, and we haven't forgotten about it. We try to solve as many of the problems as we can to deliver the functionality that helps you in your job and helps you change that conversation with your students from transactional to support and building community and other types of conversations that you can have if only you have a tool that does the lifting that it's supposed to do. So we take the feedback. We want it to be useful and helpful to you. Let us know.
So you've made me a fan even further because you use that word. You see, we're not transactional. I can't stand that. I'm not a bank teller dispensing, money or whatever. It's like let's get in here and talk about you. And the only way to talk about who is sitting in front of me and what they're capable of doing is being able to open the catalog and go, okay, you see what this requires? You see what you need to do? Okay, we're not going to take that during the summer because you don't take rocket science in the summer. You take rocket science in the fall. I mean, there are ways to go about it. And the catalog is a great illustration because I'm a visual person. I like to have it open when I'm talking to them so I could show it to them. We can look at the class and have a discussion, not just here's your classes, see you later. I mean, that's just not going to work for me. Right. So the catalog has been useful to me for so many years using it. I know there's great pains and growth with it, but it works. And so with that, I'm out. But thank you. Thank you. But that transactional, that I like you for that one. I'll be take care.
Thank you. You too. Thank you. Nina had something that kind of pivoted off the APT question. She shared about the APT. Whenever I run into discrepancies, I let them know, referring to the catalog link, and they correct them. Nisa, can you share who is them? Who are you sharing that information with? Maybe she's not on anymore. Nisa Chavez. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm just curious if that was sharing with iStar, sharing with student records, or
she answered in the chat. She says with Connie and her team.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, Connie they'll only do what is in the catalog. So sometimes we're triangulating information. So I appreciate that Connie works really hard to make sure that what is in iStar is exactly what is in the catalog as well. So.
All right. Thank you. I do know Amy's going to love this next question. It's regarding AI. How is AI being used so that students or advisors can help navigate all that is on the site, including the catalog?
I feel like that's a question for uh not me. I don't know yet. I do understand that through web services they are trying to figure out some tools that could be useful, but I do not have any firm information about what is in use. I use AI. Does anybody use AI? I use AI, not for catalog, but so I'm a big fan. I just don't know how Lone Star has adapted that. Our chatbots are AI built. Sorry, not helpful. I'm sure more is forthcoming.
The it looks like Jordan has a two-part question. I'll ask the shorter one first. Is the LSC Bachelor in Education for students to become certified in early child to third grade or early child to six?
EC through 6.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. And then
that was from Christine Montag, right?
Yes.
Yep.
The subject matter expert on all things bachelor's programs.
I think it could be either. Is that right, Christine? I mean, but why the small? You can do the larger EC through 6.
Right now it's EC through 6.
Okay.
Awesome.
With the potential to add later, but EC through 6 right now.
Perfect. Thank you. Christine, stay on because you might be able to answer this one as well. Also, if students do the AAT, will they then have to do the CDEC 1303, 1311, and 1318 courses, which are part of the education workforce degree before they apply to the LSC Bachelor in Education? Those are the main differences I see between the programs.
So I'm thinking are those the TECA classes that you referred to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So no, the AAT and basically I call it the fabulous four. We need EDUC 1301, 2301, and Math 1350 and 1351, and core completion. So the Fab Four, core completion, associate degree, and those are the requirements.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Those CDEC courses are equivalent to TECA courses that could be offered in the, right? Yeah.
Correct. And the TECA courses will not be required in the program.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. We still have a little bit of time. Let's see. For advising purposes, can there be a short list of degrees that are not covered in financial aid? I think this already exists.
Does it?
I feel like whenever I was an academic advisor, we received a list of programs and certificates that are covered and that are not covered. This should exist.
Well, so what we can do, no bias financial aid, no list has been provided. I see that. What I can do is send the ask over to System Office Financial Aid, and they can work through their through your local financial aid offices to provide that type of information.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, let's see. Could we get some more information about the updates to the Bachelor's of Applied Technology and Cybersecurity admissions requirements? This one is specifically for Ms. Christine.
Yeah, we can get that sent over.
Okay.
We are working on delivering all of the exceptional admissions criteria sheet to all of you guys. So you should receive that if you have not already. I know that quite a few of you guys have already gotten that. But you're more than welcome to invite me, another shameless plug here, to invite me to discuss the bachelor's program with your advising team. I'd be happy to come anywhere, to go anywhere and deliver that presentation to you guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like we should have had Christine in on the panel. Okay, so still a couple more minutes left. when updating the program plan, there is a category listed for non-financial aid eligible, and it comes up in the pop-up. So I think Nisa is answering the question regarding that program
Financial
list
aid.
of eligible. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Nisa. And then we have another question. Can you recap the 5 new programs? I have a Bachelor of Applied Science in Education, an Associates of Applied Science in Early Education, and the massage therapy, but missed the other 2.
Sure.
Elizabeth, would you roll back to that slide? A
little more?
No.
There we
There
go.
you go. So you have BAS, the AAS, the 2 fields of study, massage therapy. That was a mention that it's transitioned to CE, and then the electroneurodiagnostic, which is Kingwood only.
Well, we don't have any more questions at this time, and there we go.
I'll go ahead and read it out loud if you want me to, Priscilla.
Yeah.
The catalog and quality still lists Math 0310 as a prerequisite. Will this be removed once the approval is given for the
Yes.
discontinuation? And I can
Yeah.
answer that yes.
Go ahead. Yeah, Eric is actually working with the team right now to have this information updated. So we actually already have those proposals in Kowali moving through the approval process, and we'll get all of that updated. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I think we had another question about 0310 a minute ago that I responded to.
Yes, we are definitely making those updates because, as I mentioned, I was an academic advisor before. So it is helpful to make sure that we do have the most up-to-date information, especially whenever placement is concerned. So let's move on to the next question. For fall 2026, is the Bachelor of Education only at Creekside and Atascocita Center? And do we know if it will be offered at Sci-Fair?
I think the plan was these 2 to start, and then in a year, Sci-Fair expanded, so they're going to get it started, work out all the bugs, and then Sci-Fair gets the beautiful improved.
Dr.
There you
Wilson
go.
chimed in. Thank
In
you.
a year. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll read her comment out loud for those that might not be
Yes,
able to see the
thank you.
Q&A. So looks like Sci-Fair will be in a year. So they should get the program in about a year.
Yeah.
All right. So that is it for now. We've got 10 minutes, but we do have a lockdown drill here at UP. So
Yeah. We also like to give people their time back when we can. So without any more questions at this time, just really want to say thank you to everybody who came and was here for the presentation. We'll be doing this again on Monday. If you didn't have enough fun today, you can come back for more then. And so be on the lookout for the follow-up information from us. We'll be sending out an email. And again, feel free to reach out to us early and often with your questions. We're here and happy to help. So thank you all so much for joining us, and we hope you all have a great rest of the day.
Thank you, everyone.
thank you. And yes, Christine, I hope to see you on Monday. There's a lot of Q&A for you.